hang on, sorry. Let me restart the recording. There we go. So, welcome back, YouTube. So, alpha build. Obviously, there's probably going to be issues. I can't even do too much with this at the moment. 18th century, France. I can't even set the game in stream because it's not there yet. Tragically, we're losing control of the streets. People are angry. They feel betrayed by the king. Some believe him to be a spy trying to elude justice. Special means are recommended when suppressing unrest. We only need an opinion from the judges to make sure they're working legally. In other words, you need their blessing to shoot at protesters. It's a strange time. People can't control their emotions and are hurting other citizens as a result. Look at the windows. Next time they might do something worse than throw rocks. It's not a regular case. We need to protect innocent victims. Okay, so I approve the National Guard's use of force against ruffians during peacetime. What do you think, guys? See you around, Blue Felix. Length of game totally matters, yes. Cat Viper. Length of game is actually probably the single biggest qualifier. I mean, this makes perfect sense, right? This is to protect innocent civilians. We are trying to take care of the local people. You know, this is the guard is tasked with protecting innocents from those who are unable to control their behavior. I approve. Clunk. There we go. Let me stamp this really quick. There we go. Perfect. There. This is for the citizens' own good. Let's hope it's not too late to stop this madness. That's an interesting euphemism for musket fire. Look, we're trying to help people. God. So, D6, Act 1. I'm not sure what our resources are. I'm not sure how much of this is actually working yet. The mob wanted to act as judge and jury again. They wanted to hang people from the street lamps. Poor Pochard was almost hanged. Pochard? Cloud Pochard? Exactly. Beloved tutor of your Frederick. Did you have to dismiss him after the whole mess with the oath of the clergy? Well, yes. Frederick tells me from time to time he misses his teacher. What are you doing? The trial's about to start. It's about Monsieur Pochard. News travels fast. Yeah, it sounds like there's no sound yet. Or no music, I should say. He's been accused of counter-revolutionary activities. You know him. It can't be true. It's not that easy. Now leave before someone hears us. Papa, please. Go home. Think about the family at least once. Papa. Yeah, go away, kids. Okay. Okay, so there's options. Notebook for detail and resources. So we have gold and influence. Okay. So we have 10 influence, 30 gold. In the courtroom, revolutionary justice trumps injustice in the eyes of the citizens of the Republic. Everyone has the right to participate in the hearing and the delivering of the verdict to the defendant. Yeah, I am too, Tokoro. The defendant always sits in the center of the room. They are obliged to truthfully answer the judge's questions. The grand jury, as well as any people somehow involved in the case, sit by the wall. Among those involved in the case are the witnesses and citizens who have direct influence on the results of the hearing. They too must truthfully answer the judge's question. At every hearing, all evidence and documents connected to the case should be placed on the judge's table. The judge is obliged to familiarize themselves with the evidence and documents before hearing starts. This sounds a lot like Papers, Please. At the end of each case, the judge should write down and deliver verdict. If the written verdict does not bear the judge's signature and stamp, it is legally invalid. Each verdict should be just, independent, and impartial. But Papers, Please music is terrifying. Here, hang on. Where is it? Here we go. this seems like a good playlist for this. Okay. So what do we got here? Okay, so we've got relationships, reputation, and resources. So that's the common folk, and that's the revolutionaries. We're neutral with both at the moment. There's our reputation, which is nothing. We have 30 gold. 10, we're making influence and gold every turn. Excellent. Here's our sentencing. Death, of course, prison, and of course, exculpation. Blah, I can talk. No events have actually really happened yet, so it doesn't really matter yet. Here's just a who's who. I am married to Matilda. My son is Bernard, and oh my god, they all have the same face. It's terrifying. These are my agents. I have a bruiser. Wait, I actually have agents? So, okay. So, Gregory Ramel. He is skilled at spying on a hostile agent, increases chance of success in combat. Combat with a hostile agent. And establishing a fully developed spy network in a district. Jacques here accumulates resources depending on district, which can be influence, endorsement, or gold. Turns the effect of a hostile agent to our advantage, or boosts spy network by 1. He's the diplomat. Or the bruiser. He can suppress riots and disturbances, engage hostile agents, high chance of success even without espionage, or boost the spy network of a district by 1. Okay. So what do we got here? Today we have the case of Claude Pochard, accused of counter-revolutionary activities, supposedly been in contact with an archbishop who escaped France and went into a hostile country. Well, since we only have the one case today... Judge Law presiding. Questioning the defendant will stir the impatient audience. So apparently we have a patience meter for the common folk. Opposing the opinion of the jury could lead to serious consequences, and your mentor can help you in certain circumstances. Oh my gosh, okay. The counter visible next to the statue will tell you how agitated the crowd is. A higher level will allow you to manipulate them, but will also generate random effects beyond your control. After signing the verdict, the prosecutor will deliver the summary. Be wary, the summary can influence the jury's attitude. So... wow. Okay, so let's check this really quick. Special dialogues are marked with a special icon. Summary. We can review its impact on the factions. Okay. So I guess we're not there yet because we haven't done anything. Sorting the pages. Find keywords to find new lines of inquiry. Dear Claude, remember to stay strong in your faith. Complete your duties with dignity. Tell me how our brothers in faith are doing, as well as the church in these desperate times. Make up to you. Anything here? Click, 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 click. I don't see anything clickable, so we're going to say nothing. What do we got here? Cloud Poacher, 26-year-old Vier and Tudor. Oh, there it is, so it's nice and obvious there. Son of a cobbler, believes in Enlightenment ideals. After refusing to... You remember when Enlightenment was a political policy? And a concept other than just being enlightened? It's just weird. Anyways. After refusing to adjure the civil constitution of the clergy, he was removed from his parish, prohibited from carrying his duties, and sentenced to banishment. Despite this, he stayed in the country and continued his work in Paris as a tutor. Pochard was captured in the streets by sheer luck. A guard officer present during his trial a few months back recognized him and didn't hesitate to act. Following an investigation, Pochard was accused of spying and spreading anti-revolutionary propaganda in order to prepare a foreign intervention that could end the revolution. Correspondence with Archbishop Jean was found in a room Pochard had been renting from Mary Gimmett. In it, the clergyman asked for information about the unrest and supporters of the monarchy in hiding. Riches were also found, a golden chalice and a reliquary. Moreover, the director of one of the orphanages that Claude taught at testified the tutor would question the law of revolution in front of students, stating it was less important than the laws handed down by God. In evidence, a letter which I've already seen. Okay, so we've got that. We've got riches. Whoops. I didn't mean to do that. You can only make one incorrect match with a line of inquiry. Subsequent mistakes will block it permanently. Ooh. Hang on. Let's cancel. Cancel. Let's make sure all this stuff is up here. Nope. Hang on. Clicking too early. It's my fault. Okay. Okay, so we've got him, son of a tutor, banishment. He is now a tutor. There's the letter, of course. Yes, the music. Hang on, this is the wrong music. Hang on. There we go. This is more appropriate. So, what is he guilty of? So we've got spying, spreading anti-revolutionary propaganda, question the law of the revolution, banishment. Okay, so hang on. So let's try to connect something here. Oop, wrong thing, wrong thing. Come on. There we go. Okay. So he's a priest, banishment. Oh god, there's a timer. Why is there a timer? No! Stop! Stop! Okay, so church riches. Tackled to espionage. Nope! Damn. Okay. Spreading propaganda. Tied to church riches? Nope. Okay. Priest connected to banishment? Nope. Priest connected to tutor? Nope. And that one's locked out now. Yeah, I noticed I'm out of the clock. I don't know how any of these actually connect to each other at all, to be completely honest with you. Other than the ones I've already tried. We'll just try this one really quick. Nope, I apparently can't. I need to two-face this, apparently. Oh, there we go. No? Really? Questioning the law on church riches seemed a little obvious. I guess not. Nope. Is anything connected to anything? I'm just gonna start randomly picking things. I am officially. This is my in-lore equivalent of flipping the coin here. Nope. Okay, we're done. We literally can't do anything. Okay. Right. Please introduce yourself. Your Honor, you know me. Hang on, let me decide your fate. Guilty, 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 guilty. State your personal information or there will be consequences. Carwellis, this is a game that's not out yet. This is called We the Revolution. I can't update the stream thing because it literally doesn't exist yet. Cloud Putchard, Monsieur de Jus. You stand accused of spying for the counter-revolutionaries and criticizing the existing order. Do you admit to these crimes? I am innocent. This accusation is inflated and comes from the ill will of the accusers. Suggesting that the revolutionary governor is acting in ill will, typical of a priest. Alright, I've decided you're guilty! I can change the title to what? Oh, I suppose I can change the title. I see what you mean. Not the thing. Hang on. Pause. Pause. I thought you meant change the game title, not the stream title. It's like, I can't change the game title. There. It has been updated. I'm going to add an hour of stream delay, too. I declare his head should be chopped off. Any questions? Okay. Well, I don't seem to have any lines of inquiry. Oh, here we go. So... what salary does the accused receive as a tutor? No, I'm not going to do it. Why did the accused stay in France despite his banishment? That's a good question. I had to take care of my sick mother. Without me, she would have surely died. Why didn't you take her with you? Good, don't let the criminal go easy. Indeed, it sounds like a comfortable excuse to stay in France and spy for the counter-revolutionaries. I couldn't afford that. I was just a poor parish priest who couldn't even carry out his duties. I had to teach every single day to survive. Is that why you started spying? For money? No, what information would I glean that would be useful to immigrants? That is the purpose, supposed persecution... that of the supposed persecution of the priests. The main argument of Archbishop de Blevins are using to convince the Catholic monarchs to strike against us. I don't correspond with immigrants. I certainly don't write about the suffering of our clergymen. I'd like to remind you we have evidence. Such insolence. Away with the liar! Jury's opinion. Death penalty! audience's attitude. Angry. Hey, mentor, what should we do? Let's see how this works. Nothing. He gives me no he gives me no aid. Whatever. Why did you did you celebrate Mass despite the ban? There are no churches where I could do that. Then what are your chalice and reliquary for? Private religious practice. You are prohibited from administering sacraments. It's not a sacrament, merely a prayer. The Declaration of the Rights of Man and of the Citizen allow me to pray. You should all be familiar with the document. Oh, they are now more inclined towards the death penalty. He must burn. Oh no, we lost some, sorry. Why, let's see. What salary does the accused receive as a tutor? 2 francs a week. Oh my god. But most people give him food instead. Bread, butter, sometimes wine. Does it not bother you that the poor people have to take food from their children to give it to you? He keeps gold under his bed and still takes food from the poor! Yes, explain where the gold comes from. Is it not from your directors abroad? Of course not. It belongs to the parish incumbents, which is currently under my care. The gold is not my property. I don't know. I think we should hang him. Who's with me, guys? Death to the counter-revolutionaries! Death to the Catholics! Death to the monarchs! I don't mean in real life. Don't start that. So I noticed my mentor didn't give me any advice at all here. So the revolutionaries want him in prison. The common folk want the death penalty. I do like the idea of killing him, especially since he's a friend of mine. So right now, what do we got here? Common folk are in favor of death penalty. Revolutionaries are not. Revolutionaries are in favor of prison. Jury is urging you to sentence the guillotine. The jury will support prosecutor. Also support. The accused travels around Paris a lot. What for? I teach whenever I can find students. Doing that requires time and effort, I admit. Is that why you received gold from foreign directors? He travels around France to spy on people. The only money I see comes from the caregivers of my students. It's not a lot. So where did the riches in your room come from? He actually already asked that. Now listen, the people are agitated. You can try to manipulate the jury and the prosecutor, but the longer you stall the verdict, the more severe the consequences can be. Influence the jury for 2 influence, or influence the prosecutor for 2 influence. Nah, I'm ready. I think I'm gonna kill him. Death penalty. I find the sentence guilty. I sentence him to death. I am evil because I am a judge. I might be biased in this case. Death! Monsieur, your bravery is admirable. Yes, take him away. Let the guillotine drink his blood. Prosecutor summary. He lied about his letters. Despite being banished, he didn't stop practicing his superstition. He illegally stores items owned by the government, and his frequent travels are very suspicious. I unlocked 5 of 8 questions. Woo. Death. 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 Alright, now he's dead. Oh, man, I'm tired. Who's up for a sandwich? Ordering people to die horrible, horrible deaths always makes me hungry. Also, not saying I'm evil or anything, but, from the shadows. Come on. Anyways. Maybe I could win the heart of the crowd. What? Okay. This is a background playlist, yes. This is... that was from Overwatch. This is currently just some villainous music. I have a playlist literally called Villainy, which is for these purposes. It feels appropriate when I'm playing this game as a French revolutionary judge. Okay, so once you start a speech, you can't back out. An awkward or clumsy speech will earn you nothing but ridicule. You can skip the speech and just order him to be beheaded. Should we make a speech about how we're going to murder this guy? What do you think? In fact, I'm going to switch songs really quick for this specific scene. Right here. I like the idea that I get up there and I do this. Coin says I should speech. Crowd's attitude. Depending on your reputation, they will be more or less aggressive. You have a limited time to do your speech before the crowd starts losing their temper and your reputation is damaged. Calling the guards could save you from an angry mob. Okay, what do we got? Have no mercy. It's not a sin to be cruel to the enemies of the Republic. Does anyone here want to oppose justice? I am her servant and will act upon her will. We shall build a new world on this soil which was made fertile with your efforts and the efforts of those who are about to die. I've always been loyal to the common folk, to the citizens. Shut your mouth, priest. Off to the guillotine with the traitor. I know that's not a French accent. I can't do a French accent. Don't ask me to. Oh, I have to do it, don't I? Yep, I literally have to do the execution. Boop. Look at those smiling faces. Wow. Okay, this is a messed up game. Oh my god, there's actual music playing. Well, they stole my stuff. Traitor. You spelled it wrong. One fool shouted a word too many, and another fired his musket. Freedom warriors. Everyone fought for their own, which is more important. This man, well, he asked me whether I'd seen his wife. He found his son. The freedom we've leased from the rich, and those of higher birth. We believed it was worth any price. His bill was put together by the people that never had their freedom. And anger. Meanwhile, at my house, we made a nice profit. There's a chance of prosperity. Why would such a big family want to take over your shop, Grandpapa? They want to control everything for profit and power. It's always the same. It's no different in these times. I'm coming across as vaguely British, aren't I? I can't actually do British, but I certainly can't do French. Your father already knows that. I can observe it in the room. Today it's all about equality. People who aren't born into aristocracy should be able to lead decent lives. Grow up, young man. I saw the truth when they wanted to sentence my son, your uncle, to death. That's when I understood it was all about power. Power I didn't care. Power I didn't have, and deals I couldn't care less about. You wanted justice when there was none to be found. You shouldn't regret that. I don't. But I'd rather see your brother alive. I'd rather still have 2 sons. I want justice as well. Finish your supper first. Your generation will understand how we've ruined the world for you. You can use Gambling Den to gamble for money or other valuables. Buying your opponent a drink is always seen as a courtesy. It can pay off with a positive effect at the end of the bet. Oh my god. Apparently gambling isn't in yet, though. Map of Paris. So each district is controlled by a different faction and gives different bonuses. A spy network can be set up and developed in each of the districts. Riots hamper agents and their actions. Nip public discontent in the bud, or Paris may go up in flames. But that's what I want. Yeah, all of Europe is a town, right? Like a village, really. To find out details... That's why Russia was able to invade Europe during Modern Warfare 3. It's just a little... To find out details about events on the map, simply click the appropriate notification icon. Oh, we're totally an honest judge. I mean, we did just sentence our friend to death and personally gave the speech at his death and personally pulled the rope. We're good people. So, to relocate an action, agent, drag and drop. Click to choose actions. Each action carries resource cost. So we've got... That's our thug, that's our diplomat, and that's our spy. So the revolutionaries control every district at the moment. There's gold and disturbances there. Gold, disturbance, gold, disturbance. That's not gold, I'm sorry. I was looking at that wrong. That's gold, that's gold. That's influence, that's endorsement, endorsement. There's a revolutionary patrol over there. Uh-oh. We're part of the revolutionary group, right? Like, I think we are. It's hard to tell, really. Looks like there will be more districts later. Alpha build, I remind you. Currently, we do not have good reputation, for some reason. Does anyone speak Polish? To tell me what those words say. And the music stopped. Hang on, hang on. I think, honestly, given how doomy and deathy this game is, we need an appropriate song to accommodate. If I can find it. It's got to be here, isn't it? Yeah, there it is. Okay. Yeah, Polish developers. Alright, can someone go stab Ked Viper in the face for me really quick, please? He's a Nazi. I had to bring the mood up. That was really depressing. Holy crap. Everyone likes Journey to Silius, right? Okay, so... what do we need most? Gold, endorsements, or influence? Ah, today's change. Thank you, Kid Viper. So apparently I lost 1 reputation today. Why? I was a good judge. I did what you asked. I sold my soul. What more do you want from me? Ah. Everyone stop stabbing Kid Viper in the face. Now, influence is used in the courtroom. We've already seen that. We Want Your Name. God, I hate that movie. Okay. I'm thinking, let's go with influence. So let's try to establish some... what do we got here? Gain a bitter district bonus or gain influence? Let's gain a district bonus with him. So that's going to cost some influence, as we just saw. Now, him I just want to... do nothing, apparently. Here, I changed my mind. Go over here. Sabotage district? Is that the only thing you can do? Really? That doesn't seem right. Let's go over here. Oh, wait, actually, no. Let's send him over here. Oh, it won't let me. Or Kiraja. Gotta have Kiraja every now and again. Alright, I just feel like sabotaging a district to see how the gameplay mechanics work, so stab, stab, stab. And you, what can you do? Oh, I don't have enough influence to deploy him. Damn. Yeah, he's the anti-agent. But, I guess, whatever. Alright, what's on the docket today? Matthew Burrell had to make a hard choice in a difficult situation. Are you going to tell me what the damn case is? SNES FF4, that sounds like one of my favorite soundtracks of all time. Okay, so what's the... I guess we're ready. Hang on. I'm sorry. I just realized. Where is it? There it is. Okay. Let's see. In the dock sits Matthew Burrell, former Commander-in-Chief of the National Guard. Yeah, I noticed that, Dakota. Someone got rid of the debris. Former Commander-in-Chief of the National Guard. The defendant stands accused of causing the death of 34 people who took part in a demonstration against monarchic authority. Around 3 p.m., two spontaneous groups of protesters stumbled upon each other on one of the streets leading to Place Vendôme. A quarrel broke out between proponents and opponents of the citizen Capet. Both sides engaged in heated argument. None of the involved parties managed to gain the upper hand as soon as they resorted to name-calling and public threats. Soon after, a National Guard detachment led by the defendant arrived on the scene. According to eyewitness testimony of Blaise Fawcett, Commander-in-Chief Matthew Burrell stood himself between the two groups alone and attempted to talk sense into them. He was quickly shouted down by the protesters. A few of them vocally accused the Commander-in-Chief of violating their freedom of speech. A rock flew over Burrell's head. He then walked up to the regiment that, up until this point, had stood away from the crowds. The Commander-in-Chief then ordered them to load their muskets and aim at the protesters. He shouted at the mob that they should leave, which the people of France, of course, ignored. Then, as Fawcett testified, another rock barely missed his head. This time it hit one of the soldiers in the chest, leaving him breathless for a moment. Burrell ordered the troops to fire. Bullets reached 34 people on both sides of the protest. During his arrest, Barrett tried to explain that he had the tribunal's opinion, which stated he could use force if needed. Yeah, that's my thing. Remember that? I made that judgment. He tried to defend himself with simple opinions from the convention. The prosecutor didn't care much for explanations, and his fiery speech convinced the deputies to dismiss him. He's now trying to convince the judge to impose an additional punishment. Yeah, no, he's innocent. We're good. They want death penalty. The revolutionaries want exculpation. I'm gonna just let him go. I mean, he did exactly what I told him to. I hereby put you back in charge of the military. Probably, Dakota. Court is in session. Actually, first, let's... How did I do that? Was this it? No. Oh, yeah, my rep has gone up with the common folk, but down with the revolutionaries. Someone has been spreading the good word about you, and word travels fast. Yay! Placeholder graphic. Pull out, Kid Viper. Okay, how do I... Oh, right, I have to do it here. Someone kill Kid Viper again, really quick. Okay, so... No? So Commander-in-Chief doesn't connect the Commander-in-Chief's dismissal. The Tribunal's opinion has to connect to one of these. It has to. It doesn't. I'm just trying randomly. None of these make sense to me, so... Whatever. Trying randomly. Trying randomly. Trying randomly. Yeah, the mechanic might literally not work. Alpha build and all that. Okay. So. Hang on. So now that we're in the trial itself... Doesn't the accused think the order to load muskets might have been issued too early? That's true, Dakota. That might also be true. Again, alpha build, guys. Let's keep that in mind. What words did you use when addressing the crowd? I asked them for a moment of silence, then I asked why they were fighting. That's when the silence ended. Both sides started throwing accusations. Maybe you shouldn't have intervened. Maybe you only agitated the crowd more. How? By asking for a moment of silence? Did you say anything else? I was trying to outshout the crowd. Someone accused me of being a spy and trying to silence them, trying to suppress their freedom of speech. That was your aim. That could be it too, Ensign. My aim was to prevent bloodshed. As you can see, it was impossible. Hang on. I need a better song than this. Give me a second. There we go. Okay, we need to get this guy's sentence. We need to get him off. We need to make this work. So, the defendant may introduce himself. We already know who this villain is. I think you're right, Kid Viper. Matthew Burrell, Commander-in-Chief of the National Guard, and shut your trap, you bastard, off with his head. Let's get straight to the testimony. Doesn't the accused think the order to load muskets might have been issued too early? Why? Because it would have further aggravated the crowd that was already outraged. The people of Perry have an ugly history of impaling heads on pikes. I had quite a sizable mob before that was quite obviously ready to attack us at any moment. No, the order was not issued too early. More than that, we should have started shooting as soon as we arrived instead of wasting our time trying to calm them down. So you believe in brute force rather than diplomacy. If diplomacy had any chance of success in this situation, deputies of the convention would have been sent instead of soldiers, but not one of them decided to show up. Citizens, if I'm to keep on risking the crowd's wrath, you need to do something for me. Call for a less severe punishment. Thank you. Yeah, they're not happy. One more. Why did the citizens stand between the fighting groups? I know for a fact you can decrease tension with reason and mediation of a third party. I was not involved with either of the... I'm sorry, I need to know action for this guy. I was not involved with either of these groups. Wait a second, you mean you're neither a supporter of the revolution nor the monarchy? During these events, I was a soldier and officer first and foremost. I could not allow myself the comfort of political views. Why? The security of the people is the most important thing. Citizens from surrounding houses first, protesters second. I take this lack of a clear answer as evidence for your support of the monarchy! I've always stayed loyal to France and her people. Yeah, seriously. What? No, okay. I'm gonna... More influence. More influence. Okay. I'm ready to put my judgment. Acquittal. How do I... None of these are acquittal. None of these are acquittal! I don't... Hang on. How do I acquit him? Hang on, let me start the trial here. How do I acquit him? Very well, I select death for the... Could you imagine that for a second? Just, I'm here and it's like... Very well. All of the evidence seems to clearly indicate you are innocent. Therefore, off with his head! Oh, wait, hang on. I got a better one. The coin actually says off with his head. Holy crap. There is no acquittal on death. I suppose exculpation works. That's not how I was defining that word. There's only one thing to do now. I hereby choose exculpation. God, I have trouble with that word. So, sorry, where I come from, exculpation means, on a technicality, I'm going to let him go. Someone bewitched the quill driver? He's talking gibberish. Freedom for a mass murderer? People saw the truth and decided there was more to it. The case was clear. National Guard, who doesn't... this accused is a cold-blooded murderer. Burrell is a suspicious person. His views on the resolution are unclear. So yeah, I think I just lost a lot of rep with everyone. Meanwhile... Hang on, we're walking the streets now. Walking the streets at night, I notice an orange glow, penetrating gaps between the tightly packed buildings. My curiosity leads me to a square from which the light seems to emanate. A pile of books is engulfed in flames. More tomes are cast onto the blaze as a loud mob of Parisians stands on, vigorously voicing their approval. One of them tells you these are books written by aristocrats and the rich. They need to be burned to mark the passing. Probably Dakota. Well, I cannot afford to intervene. Risk of failure is high if I note down the names of the organizers. Let's do it! We gain 2 influence. Uh-oh. The Revolutionary Patrol is over there now. Ah, God, I'm so low on influence. I need more influence. He's blocked. He's blocked because of riots. Crap. He's literally stuck in... Ah, damn it. Okay, hang on. No, no. Ah, crap, and that used up my influence. They actually said the year earlier. I forget it spoke of. I'm sorry. Well, I'm completely tapped for influence. Today's court. Louis Capet. The king is dead. Long live the guillotine. Okay. What do we got? Okay. Compatriot Citizen Capet, previously known as King Louis XV of France. Oh. Wow, my courthouse really... Why is... Am I the only judge in town? Okay. Guilty, 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 guilty! Alright, we're done. Actually, before I even look at the notes. Guilty! Guilty, guilty. Off with his head. Oh, there's music this time. Okay. Louis Capet tried to defend his absolute monarchy, his absolute authority, by scheming against... I'm sorry, is that a 16? God, I think you're right. I think that is a 16. I'm sorry. Louis XVI of France. By, wow, that looked like a parentheses to me, and I just kind of skipped over it automatically. By scheming against the National Constituent Assembly and the people of France. We all remember the July of 1789. The king gathered an army, 15 foreign regiments, and ordered them to surround Paris. Soldiers led by Baron de Benzeval were to capture deputies and shoot at citizens defending reforms. And that's what happened. The Royals and German regiments drew first blood. After his scheme failed, Louis Capet tried to flee the country with his family and scheme with foreign monarchs abroad. Is that not the reason for him leaving Thiers on the night of June of 1791, using someone else's passport? Wasn't he heading to Montmedy, where his loyal armies were stationed, ready to take him to Austria? If it wasn't for Postmaster Duret, his scheme would have ended tragically for us. Louis Capet will never abandon the thought of suppressing the revolution by force. Before the events of 1792, he gave the orders to double the numbers of Swiss Guards stationed in Tuyere. I don't know how to pronounce French things, by the way. So he conducted a public muster in front of horrified citizens. The people had no choice. They had to act before the king attacked. Citizens of Paris who tried to stop the madness were shot at. And after Capet's escape to the national... An order was issued, blah, 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 blah. Okay. Whoops. Let's see if we can tie into these together. Come on, do it. Do it. There we go, okay. Whew, that's a lot of stuff. God, like, all of these are connected. Oh, I think... Did I just successfully connect two things? Blee. Blee. Suppressing the revolution. Yeah, I just connected two things again. Holy crap. Let's go with... No, okay. Let's do that. No? Really? Okay, how about that one? That one connects. Yeah, there's a really quiet audio cue, but that's the first time I've heard it. Slight blip on the audio loop there for the music. There we go. Well, yeah, it goes bloom if it's wrong, and it goes din 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 if it's correct. Nope. There we go. No, okay, I'm good, I'm good. So... Louis Capet, I hereby open your trial. Answer questions when asked. Capet is the name of my ancestors. My name is Louis Auguste de Bourbon. That may have been your name before you raised your hand against the people you swore to defend. As king, I have never done a thing against my people. I love democracy. I love the Republic. The power you gift to me, I will put down. Objection. There is evidence of Louis Capet's treason against the people of France. He should be tried as a foreigner and an enemy, not a citizen of the Republic. Wow, no. Okay, what do we got here? Wow. Okay. So asking, do you consider Paris and its citizens to be his enemies? That actually sounds like a good question to ask, because we'll be like, did you consider Paris and its citizens to be enemies? He will say no, then we'll point out the armies. And then he will be stupid, and then we'll kill him. It's fine, Mandartin. It's fine. He's a kindly old man. He's cool. I mean, look at him. He looks so sad. Did the accused strive to abolish the natural constituent assembly? No, no. Let's go with the Paris one. I like that question. Absolutely not. I ask you, explain the question. How can you deny if you don't understand the question? Your army surrounded Paris. Is that not what you do to your enemies? My soldiers were there to ensure national order. Or, excuse me, public order while the National Assembly was in session. Adequate forces were already present in Paris. Was that not enough? Dot, dot, dot. Yeah, no. He gonna burn, yo. Tell us one thing. When does a leader conduct a muster? When there is need to strengthen their spirit. Give them courage. So you admit you encouraged the guard to attack Paris. No! There were many armed citizens around the palace already. I only wanted to give my troops hope during defense. I only wanted to protect my family. If their lives were in danger, the fault lies with you. It wasn't the first time you sent your troops in to fight citizens. Gentlemen, I'm afraid I don't see a judge here, only accusers. Damn it. Damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it. I want him to die. I'm going to have to bribe people to get him killed. It's okay. It's happening. Did the accused strive to abolish the National Constituent Assembly? I would not convoke the Estates General for the first time in generations and then acknowledge the National Assembly to act against it and lead all the required reforms. Then why would you call in armed forces after the Assembly's transformation into the natural constituents? My ministers pressed me to ensure my people's safety. It's a bold statement from you, considering how many of your people were killed during the unrest in July. It pains me greatly, but the only person responsible for that is Baron de Benzeville. Objection. De Benzeville carried out Capet's orders. Ooh, we're losing him. Guys, they want him to go free. What is wrong with you people? I mean, we're going to kill him anyways. We already know this. So, who was responsible for the delivery of the passport of the man named Binet? My butler. I ordered him to prepare all the formalities regarding travel to Montmedy. Montmedy? The city hall has not received any submissions from your butler. I don't know what to say. Monsieur le Judge, Louis Capet's butler has been seen in the Austrian Assembly. Surely they took care of all documents for the defectors. Monsieur Tinville, that's mere hearsay. Who said that? Bring him here so he may repeat his words. Oh, there's no need. There's hard evidence, especially in light of what the accused has told us. He is good at shifting blame. He is really good at this. Well, I'd use some influence here, but honestly, I just don't actually care that much. Last question. Was the accused planning to reclaim the authority in Paris and reestablish an absolute monarchy? Why would I do that? According to the constitutional law, I was king. Then why did you raise a number of troops in Tullier? I was afraid for my family's life. Blah, 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 blah. It's clear that the guard has been organized against the citizens, against violence and disorder, not against my people. Yeah, no, he is super going free. Do you see that? He is at, like, zero desire to judge him at all. I suppose we won't kill him. Or will we? No, let's go with the jury this time. I went against the jury last time, and we kind of saw how that turned out. So let's go with the jury. Let's see what happens. Bloop. Your Honor, the people outside are agitated. Blood may be spilled soon. There's rumor of lost evidence of the king's treason has been found. What sort of evidence? I'll go out to them. Please stay seated till I come back. People, what is the matter? Why are you so angry? Probably, Dakota. The king lied to us. The guard ran from us. He'll run from justice as well. We found proof of the king's treachery in his armored cabinet. No. No one can free from the justice of the Republic. Even kings must bow before the will of Themis and the will of the people. They didn't like that. I don't know what to say here. Each new piece of evidence will be thoroughly examined. The Republic's standards demand nothing less. I will follow them to the letter. I know you can be angry when you've chosen your representative to protect you. Believe in me. Alright, what's this new evidence? Evidence of his guilt has been found. May the defendant explain why he concealed his armored cabinet and the documents lying hidden within the convention? I'm sorry, what are these? Can I see these, please? Ah, God damn it, it's... Any affluent partisan has lockable talent. I, for one, am clearly interested in locksmithing. Okay, yeah, that's great. What's this new evidence? The deputies of the so-called National Assembly are carefully questioned if they should display common sense and cease to support the Assembly, order them extraordinarily high allowance, and for... Oh. Let me read that again. The deputies of the so-called National Assembly are to be carefully questioned, and if any of them should be display common sense and cease to support the Assembly, reward him with an extraordinarily high allowance and forward his Majesty's thanks. In addendum, we trust that with God's grace and help, His Majesty will soon arrive within the Imperial borders for us to grant him, as well as our beloved sister, safety, and to potentially take steps necessary to reestablish the natural European order within the borders of France. His Imperial Majesty, the Holy Roman Emperor, King of Hungary, Bohemia, Croatia, Dalmatia, Slavonia, Galatia, Lodomeria, etc. Oh, here it is, 1791, 15th of May. Your Grace, soon we will come to your Majesty's rescue. However, for the time being, I implore him to muster local troops. Remain loyal. I shall issue a warning to your subjects that any and all who raise a hand against him will simply not see the consequences. My armies await my orders to curb the tide of anarchy in your country. Duke of Brunswick-Luneburg, Charles William Ferdinand. Yeah. This looks amazingly bad to you to look at, sir. I don't know if you're aware of how this works. Do I not? What do you want me to do, game? I can't question him. I can't do anything. Well, I hope not, Leander. It's not even out yet. So I can't question him. So, given what we just saw, the jury wants to give him the death penalty. Yeah. Whoops. Oh, I see what's happening. Those over there. There we go. Death penalty. So signed. And approved. I citizen Capet to death by guillotine. Take him away. A verdict already? What about the trial? I didn't have any questions! I couldn't unlock anything! Capet is unable to explain why he brought additional forces to Paris. He still claims he did not fear the people's wrath. He's unable to explain why he brought additional forces to Paris. That's weirdly repeated. He's doing a poor job explaining his attempt to overthrow the constituency has been proven. The account of the fake passport is dubious. He admits he feared for his life. Why would I take a trial? He's guilty. The evidence is right there. Off with his head. Did the game just crash? Alpha builds. Why would I ask Khan any questions? That's not my goal here. Yeah, I think the game has soft locked or hard locked. Don't worry, Spokov. What possible consequences could there be for ending the French line? Come on. Give me a break. Alright, so this is a good time as any to test something. I have to admit, so if I was to give an opinion on this game just right now, obviously alpha build, just came out, obviously not that far into it, it feels like Papers, Please done a little bit better. Like, Papers, Please obviously started this kind of a concept. That makes sense, Kid Viper. I'll flip with my head. Papers, Please kind of started that concept, but this feels more like taking that and doing something better with it. You know what I mean? More choices, more branching out, slightly better use of the UI. Yeah, more fleshed out, exactly. Apparently there's no save game option. That would explain that. I guess that's it. Because I'm not starting this over again. So I guess this actually... Oh god, this only took me like an hour. This is We the Revolution. It's by Polly Slash. I'm interested. This is kind of engaging. Like I said, I couldn't go forward with Papers, Please. Although that was because that game caused very severe depression issues in me. This sounds slightly less depressing. Even though it's arguably during a worse time in history. Yeah, let's do another game really quick. Let's basically do the opposite of what we did. Now we kind of know what we're doing a little bit. Yeah, this really feels like it's going to be an awesome game once everything is in place. Yeah, different studio name. I noticed that when I looked it up early. So, blah, 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 blah. I accept. I sign. I stamp. To me personally, yes, Mike's. As I've described before, there's a difference between sorrow or tragedy or depression. And some people don't seem to fully understand that. Like, yeah, Papers, Please, that affected me psychologically. This is horrifying and tragic, but it's not something that's going to make me stop playing the game because of how much it's affecting me psychologically. See the difference? I have to clarify that because too many people use the word depressing on the in place of the word grief-stricken or sorrowful or sad or emotional or impacting or whatever. When I use the word depressing, I mean that quite literally. So that's trying to explain myself a little bit here.
Of course you follow me. They all do.
Yeah, that's also true. The time limits are much more lenient in this. Papers, Please, there's that ticking clock element, which does get legitimately stressful. And I think someone in chat said that earlier. You know, the idea of just, oh God, I always got to keep going. So there's really Zalog. Interesting. Yeah, 1984, yes, that is depressing by my own definitions of the word. I refuse to read that book. In fact, I've never read that book again since. So I should say I refuse to read that book again because I have obviously read it before. Thank you very much, Zalok. I will definitely add that into the list here. We'll just put it here. There we go. Yeah, 1984. Yikes. That's messed up. Okay, so we actually already know this trial. So let's try this again. Now we know a little bit more of what we're doing. Okay. Yes, 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 yes. Yes, yes, yes. Dear Claude, here's the evidence. Okay. Banishment, tutor, vicar, spying, spreading, riches. Question, letter. Is that everything? Looks like everything. Yep, okay. So. Alright. So. Espionage to church riches. No? Wow. Spreading propaganda to... Letter from the Archbishop? No. Spreading propaganda riches? No. Riches to... tutor. There we go. We actually got one this time. Riches to... Actually, no, riches to banishment. No, the priest. There we go. Questioning the law to tutor. No? Questioning the law to banishment. Nope. Okay, letter to banishment. Letter to espionage. Banishment to tutor. Banishment to espionage. Tutor to espionage. Okay. Doing a little better. Please introduce yourself. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. Alright, I shall decide your fate right now. Wow, the coin says he's innocent this time. So, last time we chopped his head off. Let's see if it lets us not. Why did you continue teaching instead of leaving the country? My duty is to help others. I can't help as a priest. I want to at least share some of my knowledge. Your knowledge is Catholic propaganda. I prefer the term Catholic values. Okay. Yikes. Look at all these kill-ems. Let's do the not kill-ems. The what, Dakota? I'm sorry. Oh, yeah, that's because there were so many questions that I had a second page of questions. You notice now we don't. The accused travels around Paris a lot. What for? I teach wherever I can find students. Doing that requires time and efforts, I admit. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. So we're leaning more towards a lenient sentence. Good, good. What salary does the received receive as a tutor? Ooh, that didn't work out well. Okay, so the common people want death, but the revolutionaries want prison. I don't think I'm going to be able to get him off on this one. But I think I can get him prison. Which, I'd rather kill a man than put him in prison, but, you know, in this setting it's supposed to be better, so I sentence him to prison. Let's see what happens, guys. Yeah, I don't agree with that next time. You saved that priest. He showed mercy to an enemy of the revolution. Is this what you call justice? He ought to have been killed. I have nothing else to say. Away with you. Yeah, no kidding, Cut Viper. So, looks like we skipped the guillotine scene entirely, which I suppose makes sense. My God. It looks like I can't skip this. Oh, he actually says right here, this is set in Paris during the Reign of Terror. What do you know? You have to gain influence to protect yourself and your family, as well as take out your political opponents. It's a game about choices and the corrupting influence of political power. You know, I just noticed the dev who keeps reaching out to me is actually the head of marketing. I suppose that makes sense. Alright. So, once again... Oh, hang on. Gambling is in. Okay, well, let's gamble. This is a capable man. He's still very young. He's developed a taste for the Parisian way of life. Has been blowing all his money on whores and gambling. Is that what people do in Paris? I don't know. I've never been to Paris. He's heard our venue is the place to be. That boy. Oh, my judge. You wouldn't tell... I mean, you wouldn't tell my commander, would you? No, of course not. So there's dice. You can reroll once per turn. You can buy around. If you buy... The more drunk they are, the more mistakes they make. Every game takes 5 turns. Player with the highest score wins. Have a round of wine on me. Now die! Stab! Stab! I don't have my knife. Stab! Stab! It's okay, I'm a judge. This man is guilty of drinking. Your turn. Yeah, I win. Have another drink. The coin says I should kill this guy. See you around, Tara. I get one reroll, which I'm going to use. You need this, don't you? You need to win this. But you can't, because you're pathetic and terrible. Have another drink. So, I mean, having a lieutenant in my pocket might be nice every now and again. No, I could do better than that. Yeah, your bad luck's about to turn around, buddy. I guarantee. I'm good. This tells us the way the scoring works. For those who haven't played this game before. You're fine, Kid Viper. Ah, whatever. Ooh, nice roll. Yep, each round takes a slice of your pay. Shouldn't gamble if you can't afford to lose. I'll take your gold. Thank you. Gimme, gimme. Yeah, no, it is good to see the rules, absolutely. Okay, so this time we're going to send out the thug, which is this guy, I believe. Yep, he's the thug. We're going to send a thug out here. He's going to prevent riots. Then... Oh... I just noticed the districts are in different hands this time around. You notice that? Let's... let's send him there too. And gain influence. I could use some influence right now. Yeah, agent placement was different too, I noticed that. There's some music, but most of the music doesn't appear to be in the game at the moment. That's why I had my thing up. Speaking of which, back to the trial, if I can find it. Where's the trial? No. Here we go. I am ready to pronounce my verdict. He is innocent. Innocent, I say. See if I can pull this off a little bit better than I did last time. Actually, no, we're trying to be different, aren't we? So let's have him executed. Off with his head for being a guy who follows orders. How dare you, sir? Death is too good for you. Okay. I still don't quite get what these arrows mean, if I'm being honest. Dare he, Takoida? No. Oh, right, no, actually, I want this here. No? Really? There we go. Damn. Running out of options now. Yep, nope, we're done. Where is the rainbow shell? Just show it to us. Okay. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, Jesus Christ. Why did the citizens stand between the fighting groups? I know for a fact. Okay, so blah, 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 blah. Current set death sentence is commuted. Let's ask the question. What words did you use when addressing the crowd? Should we have him executed? And gain reputation with the common folk? See, the revolutionaries want him to get off. To walk free. By the way, this is not an early access game, to make that clear, but I agree with you, Kid Viper. This is literally a demo build they threw out 4 PAX East. And anybody who's ever worked on a demo build knows exactly how messed up of a concept that is. Okay. I really want to kill him. There we go. Yes. I find him guilty of death. Yet you still stand before me alive. Rectify this mistake. I hereby sentence Matthew Burrell to death by the guillotine. The souls of his victims may rest in peace. Let him share the fate of those he shot. Unlocked 2 questions. Yeah, I did not do well on that one. So noted, Leander. I hereby sentence Leander to death by slow torture. So let's go and do the speech, why not? It is you, the people, who are in charge here. You've paid with your blood for freedom. Don't ask it to ask the same price for their deeds. We're not worthy of freedom if we let the old system and the rotten morality poison our country. A scapegoat will have to die for you not to worry, but will your conscience withstand it? Wait, I'm sorry. This is really the wrong music for this. I apologize, guys. There really is only one song that can properly fit this scene. Yeah, that one guy's like, he is so happy about that. Meanwhile, walking through the streets at night, you notice an orange glow. Oh, I already started this one. We have enough influence to intervene this time. Risk of failure very high. I want to see what happens. You give a speech. They are looking. They don't see a judge. They see a man they are disappointed in. A man standing between them and a cathartic inferno that warms their frozen hearts. An object barely misses your head, most likely a rock, and then another. Each projectile takes a pound of hatred from the hearts of the enraged crowd. You have to yield. As you leave, a rock hits you in the back. You almost fall to your knees, but manage to escape into the night. They don't care about you anymore. Leave them to marvel at your frames. Yay, I just lost endorsement and influence. Yeah, go take your frickin'... Whoa! Riots! Riots! Many riots. Oh my god. Why are there riots everywhere? Hang on, hang on. Riots everywhere. This is the wrong song. There we go. Riots everywhere. Can I do anything with my guys? Doesn't look like I can. Sabotage the district. Yeah, apparently, Cashel. Okay, commence the trial. I have, but not in a long time, Kid Viper. Okay, I want to see what happens. I'm ready to give my verdict. I sentence him to not guilty. I just want to see what happens at this point. I have been bribed. So here's this scene again. Do I have to give a speech? I literally have to. Okay. Well, nothing worked last time, so let's go with manipulation. Humility. Manipulation again. Okay. So, here we have more evidence. I had nothing from the convention. No one asked me about the existence of such things. Correspondence kept well hidden under lock and key. Da-na-na-na. Okay, so now let's get all sorts of evidence to really do the trial this time. We got this, guys. Okay. Is this everything? Yep, alright. So, we've got international scheme and letter from the Emperor. Really? International scheme and letter from the Prince? No. Oh, now I'm confused. Letter. There we go. Letter. There we go. Attempting escape. I suppose that one actually. No? How about this one? There we go. Nope. How about this one? Nope. Okay. How about this one? There we go. Okay. It's as connected as we're getting. Alright. Now we need an even better song for this particular one. I only actually have like one trial song. Because that's not a thing that's usually in video games. So it's just like, I've got the Chrono Trigger song and that's it. So, for this one, we're gonna do... Oh wait, there's in-game music, holy crap. Didn't even notice. Was the Swiss Guard going to help during the Prince's attack on Paris? No, they were there to keep my family safe. You doubled the numbers of the guards before the events in August. It seems as though everything was going to go to Prince William's plan. Nonsense! I can't be held responsible for the intentions of Prince Charles stated in this letter. Why would I act against my own people when his attack was already failing? Citizen, would you call Minister Jean-Marie Roland a loyal servant? Oh. He was always loyal to France in the Revolution. There was a time when I held him in high regard. We have a letter from the minister here in which he encourages bribery of deputies in the convention. I have heard that when the cabinet uncovered new evidence was discovered, Roland dismissed his associates so he could carefully go through the contents by himself. During one meeting, I joked we would be able to save the balance of the Republic if I could just find one honest man in the convention who would back me. It seems the minister took your humorless joke quite seriously. I'm afraid to think what documents the minister managed to destroy, judging from what was left. I hope the minister would not lose his job. It would be a pity. Did the accused intend to lead the Emperor's forces to France? I certainly did not. In his letter, the Emperor was quite clear in his intentions to return order to France. I don't know the plans of Emperor Leopold. I do know I would never allow anyone to French blood under any circumstances whatsoever. But you have to admit that such an offer from an enemy government paints you in a pretty bad light. Dear God, it's personal correspondence from my brother-in-law. It's not personal when the letters are exchanged by rulers and deal in matters of national security. Then why would the Emperor mention shortly before the journey that he expected to see the accused and his family within his borders shortly before said journey? Mere coincidence. The Emperor simply feared for the life of his sister. It's no secret the European monarchs have a warped view of the revolution. They see it as a weapon against the monarchy. Was the presence of the forces in Montemedi intended to escort the accused to Austria also a mere coincidence? I swear I had nothing to do with that. Yeah, so, I think I know where we're going with this one. What do you guys think? Oh, cool. You mind if I share a picture really quick, guys? Just for the hell of it. How do I do this? Let's do it this way. Let's make this easy. Exculpation? I mean, it just makes sense, right? He's clearly innocent, and no possible harm could ever come from killing a monarch. Let's see what happens first. Your Majesty. You notice no one has any influence or on endorsement for any of this. It's just the jury and me. This feels like a... I don't want to say scripted, because that feels like the wrong statement. But, you know, this feels like a story point, right? Because you'll notice earlier, like, nothing I could do could sway him away from innocent. And this time, nothing I could do could sway him away from guilty. So, this feels like the story point, and with obvious reasons. Oh, it didn't crash this time. Yeah, story event. That's a good way to put it. So I just want to interrupt something really quick. I just got a correspondence back from Lucas, who's actually at PAX, literally at this very second. If you give me a moment. I just wanted to share it. I just thought it was kind of cool. I'm a weirdo. What do you want from me? Here he is. Whoa, too big. Too big. Make that a little smaller. He also says I should try out Kingdom Come Deliverance, which is funny because we'll be doing a premiere run of that later this day. So there's him. This is the guy who's been corresponding with me. The guy who works in the development team here. Apparently this game is going to be planning for a September release this year. That isn't set in stone yet. That's just a dev time calculation. But that's when they're thinking. So anybody who wants to keep more of an eye on this game, look for it September-ish sometime this year. And I don't actually have much else to say about that. I'm kind of looking forward to this. I think I might just go ahead and make this one a new premiere one. You know what? He does look guilty, doesn't he? I sentence him to death! Wait, actually, no. I've got to do this properly. I need a real flip. There we go. The coin says guilty. The coin says guilty. Off with his head. Okay, so the game didn't crash this time. Or did it? Ah, here we go. Yeah, this is clearly a story event. Do they understand? No. Their excitement was stronger than the pungent smell of the wood of the scaffold. Do they know what will happen? No. That would be funny, Leander. Sheep that just remembered they once had wolf's claws. Only one thought directed their clenched fists. Praises to a new god with a polished steel diadem. I could feel their eyes on me. So could he. A silent helper in the ritual of a new faith. A random acolyte, scared, doubtful. Won't those old gods seek vengeance for his infidelity? So easily he casted them aside. Cast them aside. I couldn't understand most of their yelling. Their words got lost in the stink of stale sweat. But one thing could be clearly heard. Bring the king to us. What do you think? Should I give a speech? Or should I just, Yeah, no crashes this time. I see what the coin says. What do you think? I'm kind of ambivalent on this one. Yeah, I've noticed there's a couple translation issues here or there. Little minor stuff. Like they misspelled there earlier as well. T-H-E-I-E-R or E-I-R. God, I don't even remember now. Speech! Speech! What do you think? I appeal to you, the people. What should I do with the King of France? Should I suffer the little children? Okay, speech jokes. You know what? You're right. We haven't actually done jokes yet. Today we have a convict who is innocent. Of course, as always. They didn't like that. More jokes! Come, let the accused have a word with the guillotine. The crowd assembled in the execution square was not pleased with your words. Fists and bludgeons were involved. Unfortunately, the guards were too far away and could not recognize you. You had to face the enraged crowd alone. Oh, God! Why did you do this to me? Citizen Capat, sentenced to death. I die innocent. I forgive my enemies. Schlunk. Weird, isn't it, Leander? That guy in the lower right always creeps me out every time I see him. People whisper your name in the streets. They feel a great burden has been lifted. Should I feel joy? I don't want to. I don't want to be content with situations like this. Another noble executed. What's sad or depressing about that? Reality. I killed a man. His blood was as hot and red as ours. His sweat stank like ours. His sweat stank like ours. His fear in his eyes was intense. There are strange times indeed. A criminal is no part of the common folk. Fortunately, people know the truth. Yes, those who don't understand us. They do not know the burdens we carry. More caviar, please. Thank you. Oh god, the riots have spread. And all of my agents are blocked. Yikes. The end. Thank you for playing. So that's the end of the demo build. I can't believe we basically cut off like right before that. I can't believe that. Whatever. Yeah, so I actually don't have anything additional to add to this. I'm going to keep an eye on this one. I liked what I played of Regalia Metamonarchs. I really am hopeful to get that premiere run done later this year. And yeah, I'm liking this so far. I also love how the icon for the game looks a lot like a guillotine there. This also feels a lot like the game, like in terms of tone, it reminds me a lot of how I felt playing this War of Mine. In the sense of, and I don't mean like, that's actually a bad comparison. There are certain types of games where you play where basically it's impossible to perfectly win. All you can do is prevent yourself from losing as long as possible until you get to an end game. You know what I mean? There's a lot of board games that follow that same mentality, and this feels a lot like one of those where, I mean, it's set during the revolution, you know? This is... Yeah. This is a situation in which I don't think winning is really going to be on the table. I wouldn't be surprised if, as several people in chat mentioned, our head will end up on the block in many different permutations of the ending for this. So I don't have much else to add to this. Good stuff. Looking forward to more. I'm going to go ahead and chop off the local recording. I'm sorry, I should go...